In a giant sea of cool podcasts, finally comes a podcast that kicks the cool to the curb. Welcome to Kick the Cool, everyone. I'm your big little brother, Tone.
I'm your little brother, Wopsle.
And I'm your big sister, Shishi.
And this is the podcast that gives you the reviews you didn't know you needed. What's up, my nerds?
What's up, my nerds?
Hello.
Hi, nerds.
Wopsle. Hello. How are you today?
I was trying to say that like the guy from Taxi. Or Taxi.
Oh.
Latka?
Latka.
Yeah, I was trying to say it like him. That's what I...
Hello.
Hello.
That was actually way better.
Now we know Sherry has a pretty good Latka voice.
Yeah, sweet.
Hold on
I know
second.
here would be a good place for me to do it again, but you're thinking about it, so I don't
One
want
and
to.
done.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to
You
get
didn't
in
get
and
it
get
right,
out.
get out.
Don't get the focus on me. I can't do it if I'm thinking about it.
Hold on. Yeah, I'll let you hold. Okay, I have to do it right now, apparently. Get out of the... Okay, I'm getting out of the way. Hold on. Listen up, cool kicker idiots. This is Carl.
Oh, great.
Oh, hi, Carl.
This has got to stop. We've been sued now by Gary Gygax, the Wang Chung Band, Morgan Freeman, The Last Man on Earth, which isn't even a show anymore.
Hey, Carl, could you back off the mic a little bit? You're coming in a little hot.
I've never been hot in my life. I run cold. I always run cold. That's why I wear a sweater to work.
Okay, my mistake.
And all the fat people are like, oh, why is it so hot in here? We've also been sued, by the way, by every recording artist for the last 50 years because you have to sing every stupid song that pops into your tiny heads.
Hey!
So, Wopsle, no singing. Oh, and Shishi, no singing. And Tone, just quit it. But there is a ray of hope in these dark times.
Oh, finally.
Your numbers actually aren't that bad.
Oh.
Shishi is tracking very highly with the prison population, age 18 to 36.
Oh, great.
And it turns out Wopsle is most popular with the 37 to 65 age inmates. I don't know why we only have the number for prisons. Maybe we needed a more captive audience. I don't know. And by the way, no, hold on. And by the way, Tone also ranked very highly among prisoners. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in order to get the best results, we are also putting a temporary moratorium on the following words and phrases: duder, coolio, and on brand. Those, of course, are in addition to the usual banned words: poop, poopy, butt, farts, poop. Okay, they did that one twice. Boobs, and etc.
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 Wait,
etc.
What? I don't recall. Why is Etc. banned?
Yeah.
Because you don't ask me questions. I ask you questions.
I'm sorry, Carl. I'm taking notes. I'm just taking notes. I wanted to make sure.
It's okay. Let's all take a breath. Okay. That's all I got to say today. I'll see you next time, cool kickers.
All right. Bye, duder.
Oh, man. Coolio Carl.
Sorry, guys.
Coolio Carl, that's his new name.
I woke up with Coolio Carl in my house again. I was like, the fridge
Terrifying.
light's on. Why is the fridge light on? Oh, Carl's in there getting a snack. I'm really sorry about that.
Oh, he had a lot to bring to the table today.
He had a lot to say, I guess. He's asleep on my couch now. That was
Okay.
fast.
Well, let me just say one thing. I will die on the hill of duder. Okay, I have to use the word
Stick with
duder.
it.
That's part of my daily vernacular, and I
Well-
will die on that hill.
I don't think that we can continue to just do everything he says. I mean, there are some things that are just, we're not going to follow his rules. I don't care what he says.
Okay.
You know,
He made a good point about how many times we step on copyrights. Instead of stopping that, I thought, what if we just like made a subheading of our name? It's called "We Kick the Copyright to the Curb." Like we don't care. We ain't
Yeah.
afraid.
Right.
Copyrights
Law.
can't get us.
We kick the law to the curb.
We kick the court of law.
We could send them a percentage of our earnings.
We're
Which
doing
is zero.
That. We're
We
doing
are.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
We are currently
We
doing
could
that.
send them a check for a dime. Sure.
We are sending money to every sponsor, even though they're supposed to send money to us. We are sending them a percentage of our earnings
This is
every
true,
week.
Your Honor.
Oh, we got to sell some more mugs.
Kick the court. Kick the court system.
Court kickers.
Court kickers. Okay, guys.
Court
Wow.
kickers.
What a wild one that guy is. Oh.
Crazy.
Well, let's get into the show, I guess, right? Like,
Yes.
okay,
Yes.
let's do some reviews and try to help people. I don't think Carl helped anyone, so we're behind the eight ball now.
Right.
Wopsle, what do you have for us today, man? Start us off.
Yeah, well, I think obviously one of the best ways to help people is to do a review that is given to us directly from the people. And so
Yeah.
we have a listener suggestion we want to start off with this week. And before we get into the suggestion, it's from our friend TJ, good friend of the show. He gave us so many great suggestions that we'll be able to go on just what he's already given us for months, and he's probably going to give us some more. I feel like TJ needs like a nickname or a title or like an honorary,
I like this
surname or something. So that whenever we talk about his suggestions, then, we accompany it with,
because he sends so many in. It's like, we got to recognize this guy, right?
Right. And he's found that secret sauce of what makes a good review because it's not real evident.
Mm-hmm. We don't even know really ourselves sometimes. We don't know.
Very clearly, we don't.
Clearly.
We've got 49 episodes now proving that we don't. But TJ does. So what can we bestow upon TJ?
Something like, because he's smarter than us, he's better at this than we are. And so something denoting that he is the master, or he's the pro, the professional. I like the professional quite a bit.
Yeah. The professional.
He's a recommender. He could be TJ the recommender.
Oh, that's really
Sir
branching
recommender.
out. I like the sir. So right now I'm leaning towards Sir Professional TJ.
Sir Professional.
Sir TJ the professional.
Sir TJ the professional.
No, I was
the pro recommender. Pro rec. There we go. Sir TJ the pro rec.
Oh, okay.
Now I was playing with the TJ a little bit and thinking, well, like the greatest of all time at anything, arguably, is MJ in the basketball world.
Okay, you're right.
So like, is TJ like the MJ of reviews?
Oh, wow.
Or of suggestions, maybe.
So
he's the GOAT of recommended recommendations.
He is the GOAT of recommendations. That's true. Can we just call him the GOAT?
I know in some circles GOAT is a positive attribute, but it still feels a little weird to me that we're calling people goats in the world right now.
Man, I would love it if somebody called me Tone the Goat. Oh, man. So I think that TJ the GOAT would be amazing, but we could call him, we could call him Tykel Jordan. Because now Tom Brady could be the GOAT, and Tom Brady has an argument now for being better than Michael Jordan at his sport.
So TJ, is he Tom Jordan?
Oh,
Tom Brady and Michael Jordan put it together.
Simone Biles is the most decorated Olympian ever, so
is she?
She's really the GOAT. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. I like if we call him Tom Brady, Michael Jordan.
Okay, Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, or Tom Jordan, or TJ for short.
Right. Okay, so we call him TJ.
We call him
We can
TJ,
call him TJ. Yeah.
but we know that stands for Tom Brady, Michael Jordan,
Right.
because just like those guys are both goats, so is he.
His middle names are Brady and Michael.
Right.
Tom Brady, Michael Jordan. That's
Yeah.
his whole
Okay, that's
name.
his name.
Yeah. TJ for short. TBMJ for short.
TBMJ.
Okay, perfect. I think we've got it. So, this first review this week is from a listener suggestion. It is from Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, or you may know him just as TJ. And he's asked us to review. He's asked us to review the moon.
Oh, okay.
So-
okay.
That's
a
a
good
big
one.
one.
That's a really good one.
Listen, everybody's looking at this thing and wondering what to make of it, right? We can't make heads or tails about this big yellow blowing ball of cheese in the sky. So, Shishi, what do you make of the moon?
Put me on the spot, why don't you? The moon is beautiful and mysterious, and it makes me think of science and exploration, and it's inspirational.
Yeah,
That's the moon.
that is the moon.
Yeah, you said it mystical, right? Why is the moon so mystical? There's a bunch of junk up there in the sky, but the moon's the mystical one.
Right. That's
Yeah.
true. The sun's not mystical.
No.
No, the moon is.
Even the stars aren't really, I wouldn't say the stars are mystical.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tone, what do you think about the moon?
You know, the first thing that comes to mind. I love playing this game. The first thing that comes to mind for me, which I could lie about, right? Like that's what normal people do, not me.
Nope.
But the first thing that comes to mind for me is the fact that we call whenever you pull your pants down and show your hiney, you call it a full moon. That makes me laugh
Yeah.
now when I stop and think about what they're actually saying. Is that it looks like the moon peeking out. That cracks me up pretty hard.
Because it's a white, flat, round surface.
shiny
Yes.
surface.
I mean, for white people, it's white.
right.
Yeah. For us, it's like glowing because it's never
Glowing
seen
white.
the sun, obviously.
Yeah.
right.
So it's-
Well, I do have to say, when I was a kid, the phrase blue moon, like in Greece, they're singing blue moon, and then the guys get up there and do a moon, and I was really confused because they weren't blue.
Right.
And it was like, in
right.
my kids' brain.
They're lying to me. This
it
is
should
utter
go with
crap.
the song.
that was a beige moon.
That
They
was
know it.
That was a sepia.
That was a black and white moon.
Well, TJ did not distinguish whether he was talking about the one in the sky or the one in the back of your pants.
Okay, right.
So I don't really know what he was expecting. Actually, he's listened to this podcast. He knew I know exactly
He
what he
knew.
was expecting.
Yep.
He
Yeah.
knows.
For sure.
But
He'd be disappointed if we didn't go there.
Exactly. Bloom, boom.
Carlson not to sing.
Oh no.
great.
Now we got to pay money. Oh, we just lost money.
I think we grew up in a small town, and I don't know if mooning was as like the pulling your pants down version was as big everywhere as it was in a small town, but there wasn't a Friday night on Main Street that you didn't see somebody mooning somebody. I mean, it was like regular.
In Prague,
Oh yeah.
I never saw anyone moon anyone when I was hanging out in Prague, Oklahoma.
Things have changed.
It took 11 years for everything to fall apart.
The mooning has increased tenfold.
Well, listen, but I think it's gone back down now. I think mooning is very socially unacceptable, and I think probably for the better.
You think?
I think that's the right call, universe. You kind of put a damper on that.
Right.
Because I've got some stories that I could tell, but I'm afraid they would glorify what I think is an unspeakable practice. So I'll tell you guys off the air. But
Okay, right. I like it when we do that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
After dark. But so let's talk about the moon in the sky though a little bit
Okay.
more. Do you let's go back to that one. I think I told a story on this podcast one time about what one of y'all told me the moon was full of. Do you remember this story?
Did you say
Oh.
bats? Somebody told you it was full of
Bats.
bats?
Yeah, somebody told you it was full of
Someone
bats.
told me it was a big translucent balloon full of like millions of bats.
Right.
I think at
right,
the
the
time we
worst.
blamed that on Sammy. It wasn't us. It was
That's
Sammy.
right. It was Sammy.
Yeah.
That
our
does kind of
cousin.
have Sammy written all over it. Yeah.
And that is the worst thing that's ever been said to a kid.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, growing up afraid of the moon is a real scary place to be.
Oh.
Right? Like, afraid of water, you're like, well, I just don't get in the water. Like, the water's not going to, like, jump out of the lake and get me. But the moon's just hovering, waiting, dying to get me every single night.
And
following you.
Sometimes it's hiding behind a cloud.
Uh-huh.
You don't know where it is.
And then it
you
pops
think it's
out.
over there.
Aha!
Yeah. And you're a werewolf.
Yep. Now you're a werewolf.
And listen, I didn't understand moon phases. So once in a while I'd go outside and the moon wasn't in the sky. And I was like, where's that little booger at?
Uh-huh.
He's behind that tree. He's going to be in my room when I get back in
The
there.
reason I can't see him in the sky is because he's on the earth right now.
Because he's here now.
He's here.
Look,
Oh my gosh.
roaming, letting the bats out, getting new bats in.
Uh-huh.
It's a bat factory that comes down once
The
a
Bat
month. and-
Factory.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Is that the Amazon of the DC universe? The Bat Factory?
The bat factory. That's how Bruce Wayne has made his millions is actually from the bat factory.
Okay, so
Yeah.
everybody says it's made of cheese, right?
Right.
What's up? Hey, y'all.
Do
Hey.
they say that still? Are you behind the? Are you still just is it old timey thing that you
That
forgot
is an
doesn't
old school.
happen anymore?
People don't say that anymore, right? That's
don't
some
think so.
BS. It's not made of cheese at all.
You know why we know? Because we went and we put a boot on it.
Yeah, that's right.
Supposedly, allegedly.
Okay, allegedly.
They took that rock. They took that moon rock that they got and they took it back inside and they tried to bite it and it wasn't cheese. So we know that it's not made of cheese.
Okay.
They were like, guys, we kept chewing. We kept
tried
biting.
and tried
we bit
and tried.
everything we saw.
My teeth are broken and I
Right.
suffered the rest of my life. But it's not cheese.
Are there any brands of cheese called moon cheese?
There's moon pies.
Moon pie,
Oh,
but
they're not
no one ever
cheese.
said the moon was made out of pie, right?
Mm.
Or did they?
Well, actually, Tony, they did. When the moon
hits your eye.
hits your eye like a big pizza pie.
That's love.
So that's love.
Smack. I'm in love.
So now, how about that? Who's having pizza pies hit them in the eye?
Yeah.
Are people just launching pizza pies across some place that's hitting people in the face? And then they're like, that's love.
Right. When
That-
I know. I
you-
really know they care.
When you get struck in your face with the crust of a pie, you're in love.
You can't see anymore.
You can't
you know they
see,
care.
but you're in love.
You know that the culture where men tell women that they're interested in them by throwing a made cooked pizza into their face,
Like a frisbee.
like a frisbee from across the park.
Hey, I love you. Cat.
And you're like, hey, do you want to get cleaned up? You want to go home and get cleaned up real quick and meet me at prom?
Hey, I got a great idea. Go home, wipe all that pizza off your face, and then meet me at prom. What do you think?
You're probably gonna want to change that shirt. It's got a lot of pizza sauce on it.
I'm thinking that's a badge of honor. The lady wears it around like an engagement ring.
Oh, nice.
When you see a
after-
lady just
Yes.
dunked in pizza sauce,
Uh-huh.
marinara all over her hair, you know that she's in love.
What you
Oh.
don't want is to run into that same lady 2 weeks later and be like, oh boy, that's some really gross stuff hanging around your neck.
Because I'm a big fan of the moon. I'm not sure what it is, but there's a man on the moon because there's like 3 kind of circles that kind of make up a face.
Yeah.
That's a stretch. That's
Isn't
a
it
stretch.
weird though? When you look at the man in the moon up close, it's like you can't match up what looks like a face from far away. Like you can't say,
Right.
oh, here's the dark spot, here's the dark spot. It doesn't look the same at all. So what's
No.
up with that?
That's true.
It is weird. But
That's
then you squint
because
your
of
eyes a little bit.
aliens.
Because they move it when you get close.
Because it's not real, right? It's the Truman Show all over again.
That's right.
Maybe, yes.
Or it's full of bats.
Or
And
might
then
all
all
be
bats
bats.
are off.
Right. Oh, man. The only other moon-related thing I wanted to just bring up real briefly is, you guys, what about Mac Tonight?
It's Mac
That might be-
tonight.
I think that's my favorite moon.
What?
Mac Tonight.
Uh-huh.
Mac Tonight.
Yeah.
So he was a talk show host,
Yeah, I think so. I think he was a
Wait.
late
I
night
think he
talk
was.
show host.
but he never had a talk show. He was just like a fictional
Spokesperson.
spokesperson,
Yeah.
but he had a talk show.
Oh gosh, I forgot about that.
And his song was Mac the Knife, but they sang
Yes.
it Mac Tonight.
I didn't remember that.
Oh, I totally forgot about that.
That's pretty impressive.
Look
That's
out,
cool.
old Mackie is back.
Goodness.
That's great. Yeah, Mac Tonight was the real deal. I feel like it's time for our world could definitely use Mac Tonight right now.
Yes.
2021 would be a great year for Mac Tonight to
Oh,
resurface.
I just looked it up, and it was marketing for McDonald's
Yes.
in the mid '80s. Well, doesn't I can't
You-
say that tracks because I've been forbidden.
That's
But
right.
No, it's not on brand. On brand's the thing I can't say. So that tracks.
No, last week or last time Carl was on, he said you can't say that tracks.
Yeah, that was one of them too.
Oh.
That was the first one, actually.
That duder always messes everything up.
Wopsle, you knew. I just have a question. Wopsle, you knew this was McDonald's, right?
I did know that. Yeah, I did.
Okay. Just making sure because, like,
And
yeah.
that's what I couldn't remember if it was just in his fiction that he had a talk show, or did were his commercials like little 15 or 30-second talk shows? I don't remember what the talk show had to do with it.
all I remember on the show was him like dancing around and singing.
Yeah.
That's
I don't
all I
remember
remember
either.
of Mac Tonight.
I'm going to be real serious right now, and I'd tell you that I remember about one view of him. Like I have a snapshot of watching him on TV. I don't remember what he did, what he sounded like. I don't remember that guy.
His
very
head
much.
was okay. Let me make sure I remember correctly, Wopsle. His head was a big moon, and he wore sunglasses, right?
He did, and that was, I loved that he wore sunglasses because the sun is always depicted in sunglasses, which doesn't make any sense. The
That's
sun's
right.
the only thing for so far that makes any light, like out there in the solar system.
Yeah.
But the moon wearing sunglasses totally tracks
Uh-huh.
because he's always got that
Yeah.
sun bright in his eyes.
It's right in his eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I loved that. Yeah.
And it makes him cooler.
Okay. Well, we've talked a long time about the moon. So let's now, of course, rate the moon. Capital T, capital M, the moon. Shishi, what do you rate it?
I have to rate the moon 4 out of 5 moon pies.
Oh, man. I want a moon pie so bad,
I want one.
Love moon pies.
Me too.
All right, Tone, what do you rate the moon?
I have to give it. I think it's obvious to everyone that I'm going to give it 78 out of 80 copies of the album Full Moon Fever. I know everyone already saw that coming. I know.
Everyone was thinking, when are they going to
So
bring up Full Moon
obvious.
Fever?
Right.
Yeah.
Tom Petty.
Okay, well, I am going to rate the moon 10 out of 10 moon cheese,
Moon
which does
cheese.
exist. It exists and they sell it at Target. So,
Does it really?
say, apparently, moon cheese.
I asked about that earlier and you didn't tell me.
No, I just now, as I was looking for a rating, I Googled the word moon cheese
Oh.
and it took me to Target's website. So, here we go. Moon cheese is out there, my friends.
Mooncheese.com.
Oh, this confuses
Yeah.
things. This confuses things. I'll tell you more about that later. Okay, well, that was a great topic, and we really went in depth on that one to help everybody as much as possible. Boy, we spent some time on that, didn't we? Okay, let's go on to the next topic. Shishi, what are you going to review for us today?
Well, I have been doing a lot of yard work this week because it's springtime and the grass is starting to grow.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm going to review yard work.
Yard work.
Yes.
Yard work.
Might as well.
I can
Yeah.
smell it.
Yeah. So, Tony, what do you think about yard work?
I think it's
You
the
like it?
worst. I think it's the worst. Hold on. Let me make sure I'm very clear about this. I think yard work is the literal worst. Dishes are second with no dishwasher.
Wow.
First
Okay.
is lawn work.
Statement.
Yeah. I love to mow the lawn and I love to do it. And then I don't want to do it again for about a month. And in the summertime here in Oklahoma, you have to mow at least once a week.
So in a month, it's like impossible. So
yeah, you can't wait a month. So, but that's my schedule. That's when I feel like, oh, I'm ready to mow the lawn. It's only been 6 weeks.
At that point, it's so impossibly tall to mow. It's not enjoyable the way that it is once in a while.
Yeah, you've gotten 5 notices from the city government. Your neighbors are coming over and leaving angry notes on your door.
I'm feeling you, man.
Yeah.
Wopsle, what do you think of yard work?
Oh, man, I tell you what, I love yard work a lot. Mowing the lawn is like my time just to think, and the mower's going loud, so you can't hear anything, you can't do anything else. So you're just kind of stuck there. I always got a podcast going, or like I'm going over something in my head, or like replaying every mistake that I've ever made in my entire life. Spending a real good time.
Consider running yourself over with the said lawnmower.
Right. Yeah. So no, I love it. And then this last summer, because of the COVID shutdown, we were just in our yard working. So we actually did way more gardening than we've ever done before. I did all kinds of little bitty projects. I spent 6 hours pulling these giant bushes up that I thought were never going to come out, and dug a big trench to bury a pipe that I had out there. So especially right now, man, like we have been yard work city around here.
I love it.
And I'm still loving it. Yeah, we were growing vegetables and and then just cool looking plants, tall grasses, all kinds of like mint and bay leaves and all kinds of junk like that. Yeah.
Nice. Well, I have not liked mowing the lawn, but I like having a nice yard. You know what I really like doing? And this is weird. I like pulling weeds.
Yeah, I know
like
that about you.
I had a yard full of these really tough, spiny weeds, and they were just so hard to mow over, and they hurt your feet. And I was like, you know what? These come out of the ground really easy. It would be so much easier for me to just pull a bunch of them. And so every time I went outside, I would pull some weeds, and they came up really easy, and I have no more of those. And it's been years.
I love having a really good lawn. Man, I love it. I like to walk. Is there anything better than walking outside in your bare feet on the nice lawn?
Yeah.
There's nothing better than that.
Next level.
But that takes preparation and dedication.
Right. Yes, it does.
And in the summertime, a lot of sweating.
When you live in the country, that's not even a thing.
No.
When you live in the country, there are stickers everywhere. I don't know if anybody knows
stickers
that.
Everywhere.
But there are stickers everywhere.
Yes, in Oklahoma, if you have any kind of vegetation at all on your property, you have to fight stickers constantly. So, especially the further out you go.
Well, I was just say on that note, what's great is to have a neighbor with a great lawn. So you can look out the window and see when they go to work, and then head out there with your bare feet and just walk back and forth.
That's what I do.
So you don't have to put in the work, but you still get to reap the rewards.
Yeah, until you get arrested.
Right.
You have to get your machete in order to get out of your yard.
Yes.
Right.
And then you go over and take your shoes off.
The tall grass helps you lie in waiting, close to his yard.
Right.
So that you can...
With your hat with the grasses on top of it, your machete in your teeth, you're crawling on your elbows.
Yes.
Using hand signals for the rest of the family following you.
Right. The kids and the dog are army crawling behind you like, come on, kids, it's yard time.
The rest of the neighbors are like, what? Watch. They're going to do it again. And you guys all the Wopsle family gets out there and just starts cutting a rug, moving their feet around in that grass.
And they're wondering why their Ring camera's giving them so many alerts, but they're in a meeting and can't look until later.
All the motion sensor lights are going crazy in the neighborhood. I have to tell this story because it's one of the greatest things that's ever happened in my life. Maybe the greatest. I'm not.
goodness.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know. I'm prefacing this. I'm building it up already, but I'm telling you, it's going to deliver. So one day, I'm mowing the lawn. Excuse me. We had a house that no one lived at for a little while, and I was charged with mowing the lawn there quite often. So I went to mow the lawn. I was like 18 years old. My cousin Joe, who's a few years older than me, he's 6'4", 6'3", whatever, and weighs a lot of pounds, like 500. And so I am mowing the lawn, and I have my headphones on. So the added noise of the lawnmower and my headphones all the way up, I can't hear anything. My senses are very shut off, right?
Mhm.
Right.
So I'm mowing in the backyard. I think, there's no one that knows I'm here. No one knows I'm here right now. All of a sudden, my cousin Joe, who found out where I was at, walks up behind me and slams his hand down on my shoulder.
Ooh. That ain't good.
It scares me so bad that I spin around and scream right into his face. His face, he puts his face an inch away from my face and screams as loud as he can.
So that was his plan, to slap you and then to scream at you.
Right. As my friend.
Well,
And
right. No, that tracks.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So he slaps me on the shoulder. I spin around. He screams into my face. And then I'm so scared. He got me so good that I scream in such pure horror back right into his face that it scares him. And he screams for real. And now we're really actually screaming at each other as loud as we possibly can, right in each other's faces. It was so fast. It was like, boom,
Do you remember any slap fighting happening at that time?
No, there was
Also,
there was
I would
none.
really
I wish there was.
Love to have seen some slap fighting.
It
in
was
that
more
moment.
like the hands are down by the sides and the faces are leaned in toward each other, just going ah.
Oh man, he is so lucky he didn't get punched. So
Way.
lucky.
I almost picked up the lawnmower and threw it onto his head, like, and just mowed his head because I was so scared.
Oh my gosh.
So that's my story.
That's a zone. That mowing zone, you don't mess with that. That's like
Oh.
a sleepwalker.
Yeah.
You don't just go up on them and
You
scare
can
them.
kill them, right?
You got to ease them out of whatever trance they're in.
Well, so let's rate this because everybody knows what yard work is like, and so I'd like to hear your ratings. Tone, you can go first.
I am going to rate yard work 432 out of 4,967
Oh, wow.
diagonal cut lines. Diagonal lines.
Ooh. Them
Huh?
diagonal lines are good.
Diagonal
Diagonal
lines.
lines?
Yeah, in your yard when you're mowing.
You make diagonal lines?
Yeah, you got to mow diagonally so it looks
Supposed
cool.
to. Yeah.
Well, I'm missing out on that. I'm just getting it short. I'm going in a big circle is what I'm doing.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, that's what I usually do.
Doing your name in cursive first, and then
Right.
get the gaps.
Okay, so Michael, what do you rate? I'm sorry. Wopsle, what do you rate yard work?
I rate yard work 1 out of 2 old ruined sneakers.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Because them
We
dudes
didn't
just
even
get
talk about your
green.
mowing shoes.
Your
Mhm.
mowing shoes, just green and grassy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Love
God
them
help
guys.
you if you don't have a new pair to replace if you're mowing in your good shoes, then they're not your good shoes anymore and you have to go get more. 'cause
They
you can't get
instantly
that stuff
become your
off.
mower shoes, right?
Yep.
Yeah. If you forget, if you're like, I'm going to run to the store real quick and then come back and mow, you do like half of a pass in your yard with your good shoes on.
Yep.
Those
They're
are now your
done.
mowing shoes.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, okay, so I really actually kind of like yard work. It makes me feel like I'm accomplishing stuff, and it's really satisfying to have it done and be able to enjoy my space outside. So I am going to give Yard work. A big 9 out of 10 garden claws.
Yeah, 9 out of 10.
Garden claws.
That's a really high rating.
That's pretty high. I changed it. In the summertime, in the spring, it's all fun. By the time you get to August, it's really hard. So it's seasonal. It's seasonal. That's in the spring. August is probably like 1 out of 10, I don't know, weed poppers.
Wow. That's a really big difference.
So, yeah.
Drastic.
It is seasonal. You're right. Wow.
Very seasonal.
I've done sweated enough.
All right,
August.
guys. Well, that was our review of yard work, and we learned a lot. We helped a lot of people. Now we're all ready to go do some yard work right now. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to, no, we're not going to go do yard work. We're going to do our 5-star review.
5-star review.
5 stars.
All right, everybody, welcome to our 5-star review this week. And this week it comes from none other than, it's not a company, it's not an organization, it's just cheese. And I already knew that this is who was going to sponsor our show. I did not know that we were going to talk about the moon.
Wow.
So I did not know we were going to discuss moon cheese before we got on here to talk about cheese in general.
The podcast gods endorsed this.
They did. Yeah, you're right.
Or wait a minute. Or is moon cheese a direct competitor? Is it Earth cheese that actually endorsed us, Tone? And did we mention the competitor before?
Oh my goodness.
Did we make the biggest goof of all?
I think we did. You can't make a bigger mistake than that in advertising, that's for sure.
Carl's going to hit the roof.
Oh boy. He's still asleep on my couch. I hope he doesn't wake up before we're done with this episode.
Ever.
Ever. I hope he doesn't wake up before I'm done with this life.
I guess you can tell it's a little tense between us, me and Carl.
Yes, I can.
No. Well, I think the only way to make up for it is that we have to be much more enthusiastic about Earth cheese than we were about moon cheese.
Earth cheese.
Earth cheese. You melt it, you slice it, you grate it, you shake it, you run around with it. Do everything to it. It's still good.
Cheese comes in so many forms.
Yeah.
I love it.
Shredded. Sliced. Smushed.
Melted, smushed.
Hey, I won't put anybody by name on blast, but I live with an adult woman in my house who opens up the shredded cheese and takes a pinch of it and puts it in her mouth like Big League Chew.
I do that too.
Just like loves it to death.
I do that too. Are you not cool
I
with that?
never considered that.
It's. I mean, you got to really like cheese. You got to really, you got to
Have you never just eaten cheese? Do you have to have it with something else?
So, well, this is gonna be awkward now, but I'm like, you can always cut this out, Tone. But I actually don't like cheese, guys. I don't eat cheese on anything.
Are you serious?
I don't. Every time I go to Subway and they ask me what kind of cheese I want, and I say, actually, I don't want cheese, they immediately ask me to leave the store and not come back ever again.
Listen, this has nothing to do. This has nothing to do.
You've blown through a lot of Subways, haven't you?
I gotta have a friend that works there, so instead of sneaking me extra food, they'll leave off the food without getting me in trouble for it.
Oh my goodness. Now we're not, this is nothing against our sponsor or nothing against anyone, but Wopsle doesn't like cheese. And so Wopsle, can you tell me what it is about cheese? Here's how we're going to spend our advertising time. Can you tell me what it is about cheese that you don't like?
Thank you to Cheese, our sponsor this week. Let me tell you the thing I hate about cheese is no, I don't know. I'm not mad at cheese. I do this. It's kind of funny. The biggest cheese I like is the real fake Parmesan that you put on like your spaghetti or your pizza.
Yeah.
So that is the one cheese that I use, but I don't try to pretend at all that there's any cheese in that stuff. I mean, that's like that stuff is the cheese, like bacon bits are to, like bacon pieces are to bacon. They're nothing in there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's just
Well,
doesn't.
Is it the flavor or the
Wopsle-
consistency or the thought that it's like, mold or whatever? Or like,
No, none of it. It's not that deep. It's just like, I just kind of don't. I guess it's the taste. If I had to put it down, I think it's the taste.
the flavor. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of back you up here, Wopsle, because when I didn't question it for a long time and I ate cheese on everything.
Mm-hmm.
When I started to question it and I stopped eating cheese on my hamburgers, mostly for a calorie thing at first, I realized it felt better and I enjoyed my hamburger more. So now I don't eat cheeseburgers. I only eat hamburgers unless I get bacon and then I have cheese to glue it all together.
That's right.
Which is kind of the thing you don't like about cheese, right?
Right.
It glues things
It glues
together.
everything together.
But we love Earth Cheese. Our sponsor.
Yeah.
Yay!
Earth cheese.
Yay for Earth cheese!
Earth cheese. It's glue for your
For cheese, a jolly good fellow. For cheese, a jolly good fellow. For cheese, a jolly good fellow. That's all right. That's
Earth
our ad
cheese.
about cheese. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, cheese.
Thanks, cheese.
Oh boy, that was fun.
That was fun.
We didn't even talk about liver cheese.
Well, there's a lot of things we didn't
boy.
talk about, but it's our 5-star review. We don't want to talk too much, right?
Toe cheese.
Famunda.
Oh man, I haven't heard that since like 9th grade.
Right. Since,
Rightly so.
since BJ said that to you in the 9th grade.
And rightly so.
Now, little Timmy, the word is phantasmagoria.
PHANTASMA Goria?
Close enough. Well done. Hey, somebody get that handsome little man his prize.
Little Timmy has won unlimited answers to all the paranormal questions his little tiny heart can handle, such as, can ghosts stink? Is Bigfoot my dad? And I want to steal my cousin's beauty with black magic? Is that possible?
This is Kevin, Houston, and Sam, your 3 hosts for Phantasmagoria. And I don't know how I'm supposed to know who your dad is.
Join us every week on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay, let's get into our final review this week. And I am up last. What we're going to review is very important. And of course, as always, maximizing our MPH, minutes per helped. So how many minutes go by per person we helped, our MPH.
Right.
And this week, we're going to maximize our MPH by reviewing the man, the myth, the legend, Gary Busey.
Wow.
The Buse
Who
is
made that up?
loose.
The Buse is loose.
The Buse is loose. Boy, he sure
In
is,
lots of
too.
ways. Yeah.
Wopsle, what do you think about Gary Busey?
So this is going to be a curveball, but I got to go with it because, it's true. In my little mind, most movies that Gary Busey was in are a little bit older. And my mind, for whatever reason, cannot make any distinction between Gary Busey and Nick Nolte.
Right,
So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
So
Yeah.
every movie that Nick Nolte was in, I think Gary Busey was in it. And to take it one step further, when I think back to like Blue Chips, it's actually modern day Gary Busey in
my
that old
gosh.
movie with Shaquille O'Neal about college basketball players. So
Wait.
Gary Busey was in a lot of great movies retroactively in my childhood.
So when you watch Point Break, do you think, oh, that Nick Nolte's just killing it? Look at him. Look at that Nick Nolte up there on the screen.
No, that's the sad thing is Nolte's out. He just is Control F Nick Nolte delete in my head. And it's all Busey. It's Busey all the way down.
Busey's all the way
I would
down.
think that seems weird to me that you would pick Busey to edge out Nolte. Like, how did that? Where's that equation?
I mean,
You know what I
wasn't
mean?
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't a conscious decision. Don't get me wrong. It was just it's just how my mind did.
I wonder if it's because our mom liked Gary Busey so much when you were in that
right.
time period. She loved Gary Busey because he was in Buddy Holly, right?
Yep.
And or he played Buddy Holly, and maybe that's not the name
the Buddy Holly story is the name of the movie.
Yeah. So he played Buddy Holly, and Point Break was our era, and I loved him in that. But so yeah, Mom loved Gary Busey. So that's probably why you get him in there.
You know what's interesting about Gary Busey is that he just like a few other celebrities had a traumatic head injury at a certain point in his career. And after that, his whole persona changed.
Did he? I didn't know that. I thought he was on drugs for too long.
No, I thought that too, but it turns out he actually had a wreck early in his career, his acting career.
Oh, wow.
He had a serious head injury, and he was a different guy after that. The same thing happened to Sam Kinison. He used to be a mild-mannered preacher, Southern Baptist preacher. He got in a car accident, hit his head really, really bad, and after that, he was a screaming, cursing comedian. And the same thing happened to Roseanne Arnold, Roseanne Barr.
Really?
Yeah. They all had traumatic brain injuries that changed after they were done with it. It altered who they were.
It changed their personalities. That's very interesting.
Not
very,
funny.
very interesting.
Not funny, I will say, but very interesting.
That's a good, but it's a good thing to know. While we make fun of this guy who had a traumatic brain injury, it's really good to know that.
Now we know what we're making fun of, and we can hone in, we can zero in a little bit better.
Oh, I love him still. You can't know. He's just a lovable, big, goofy guy, and he kind of embraced whatever it is that makes him the way he is. He's embraced it. I mean, I'm looking at him right here. He has on this weird fur muff around his neck, and his hair is just sticking up everywhere. I mean, he's just with a rainbow jacket and a striped shirt. It's really not a good look, but he rocks it. Buse the Moose.
The abuse. That's what you get with Gary Busey. The abuse.
That's right. And he went on to do a lot of reality TV, I guess, and now he has this judge. He's a judge in a pet court or something like that.
Wow.
So
the old career went slightly downhill for the abuse.
That's buck wild. Tell me, who was Gary Busey the one in Silver Bullet?
No, yes, that was Gary Busey. Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like we watched that movie a lot growing up, and I remember him distinctly from that movie.
We did, we did, and he was really good in that movie, and it was a scary movie. Let me ask you this, Wopsle. Who played the war veteran author in Tropic Thunder?
I like that this has turned into a quiz segment. This is awesome. Nick Nolte or Gary Busey? This needs to be regular.
No.
It needs to be real short.
I know Tropic Thunder well. I remember that Tom Cruise had that cameo that was buck wild. Thunder.
Oh yeah.
But I don't remember the old author. But I'm thinking Tropic Thunder. It had to have been the Buse. Had to have been the Buse.
Nick Nolte.
Are you kidding me? I feel like Busey's got Tropic Thunder all over him. I mean, he was like surprised he didn't have a main role in that movie.
Yeah, that whole movie was basically what was happening in Gary Busey's head all the time. That movie.
Oh, right. I see right here on the IMDb, he wasn't in it because it's written and directed by Gary Busey.
Right.
It was imagined.
Written,
created,
conceived
by,
of.
Yeah.
Directly projected onto screens from his mind of Gary Busey.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think we covered Gary Busey and we helped everybody.
Hey, Wait, I have a tidbit. This is from easily looked up on Wiki, but he was in Oklahoma. He went to OSU.
Yep.
And he didn't graduate. And then he lived here for a while in Tulsa. And I didn't know that.
He's an Oklahoma boy.
Take that, everybody else. He was an Oklahoma boy
I did.
for a while.
Do you know how I know he lived here? I found that out recently, so that is new news to me, but it's because he like visited for a couple of hours about a month and a half ago. And Tulsa News was like, Gary Busey's in town, and
He's
guess
coming
what?
home.
Right after the break. And after the break, they were like, actually nothing. He's just here.
He's
you
just
know?
here.
Just for a while, a couple hours.
Just wanted you to watch.
Just wanted to stick around.
I thought you were
man.
going to say the reason you knew Gary Busey grew up in Oklahoma is because Nick Nolte visited Tulsa a couple weeks ago. And yeah.
Oh, man.
I was like, I don't know how this is going to work, but Wopsle will bring it around.
He'll bring it home.
All right, let's rate Gary Busey as a person. let's rate Gary Busey. Wopsle. Wopsle, what do you rate Gary Busey?
Oh boy! For some reason, I didn't have a hard time rating Frank Sinatra because I felt like we were rating like the artist or the music.
Right.
But
Right.
I feel like we're just rating this
person.
guy.
We're rating
Oh,
his
buddy.
humanity, his worth on the earth.
Wopsle.
Be kind.
Oh boy.
Oh, buddy.
Or not. Go where your heart takes you, Wopsle.
Yeah,
Well-
go with your heart.
For me, Nick Nolte. No, Gary Busey holds a lot of place. Okay. He holds a lot of special place in my head for some reason. And one of the many places is he's one of the first ones of these that I remember really, really, really well. So I hate to put him on blast, but I rate Gary Busey 10 out of 25 celebrity mug shots.
Oh, that was Nick Nolte. Yes. That was Nick Nolte. I love it. Oh, Shishi, what do you rate?
Well,
what do you rate Gary Busey?
I
The person.
hesitate to use my rating because I'm rating two humans, and I'll just say it. And if you want me to change it, I will. But I think Gary Busey's worth a lot in our culture, and I think, in fact, he's worth 14 of Nick Nolte. So I rate him 14 Nick Noltes. If that's okay.
Wow, that's really saying something.
14. Who cares about Nick Nolte?
Apparently.
Where's he been? I don't
Not
know.
our
He's
family.
not judging pets in court. I don't know.
It's a good question. It's a valid question. Where's Nick Nolte? Okay. All right, I'm going to rate Gary Busey as a person. I know him well, and I have to rate him 48 out of 50 hours.
Huh?
48 hours.
Okay. Oh. Thank
That
you.
Nick Nolte flick?
That's a Nick Nolte movie.
Yeah.
Thanks for spelling that out for me.
Yeah. I have to explain my rating, as always. I'm very bad at this.
Just for me though. I think Wopsle knew. That was a good one. That was a good one.
It was. So just real quick. So I really did think that was Gary Busey's mugshot. I did not realize that was Nick Nolte. First of all.
It was perfect.
It's second of all.
better.
Oh my goodness.
And second of all, if you Google Gary Busey mugshot, guess what you get?
Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte's mugshot. Yes. So what is this world coming to? It's a real Berenstein situation we
Right.
found ourselves
We've
in.
my
got the
gosh.
Mandela effect is going.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my goodness.
That was funny.
Yeah,
Oh.
what a wild ride.
All right. Well, guys, that's going to do it for us this week. We appreciate you coming and spending some time with us.
Yeah, hey, we love to hear from you and to review the things that are on your mind. So if you want to be an all-star like TJ, aka Tom Brady, Michael Jordan, please send us reviews to reviews@kick.cool. You can also just, DM whatever, but give us your ideas. We need them.
We really do. And well, of course, let me personally thank Tom Brady, Michael Jordan. We appreciate all of your ideas, and we will continue to get you on the podcast because you are amazing. And we also want to thank the band Bugs for letting us use the song Reviews as our theme song. Please go to their Facebook page, like them online, and buy everything you can buy that has anything to do with Bugs.
Yeah, and don't forget to give us some ratings on iTunes especially, but any of your podcatchers, you can give us some 5-star reviews would be nice, and follow us on social media.
All right, that's going to do it for us. I'm Tone.
I'm Wop.
I'm She.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
Hey, guys, I'm awake. I just woke up. Hey, let me...
I'm going to take my headphones out.
Take your headphones out. You'll feel better. Tone is yelling at me. Waiting
Went so hard. We're right back to sleep.